Hi there, this is Art Johnson, and today is Coffee with My Friends. Today we're going to talk about camera lenses, and we're going to talk about one specific lens. I've got a whole video coming out on all of my lenses for my Panasonic Micro Four Thirds cameras, but I'm going to talk about one specific one that I just got a few weeks ago called a LAOWA, LAOWA. And I've got it here right mounted to my G100. And you can see that it's a nice small lens. It's not a big telephoto lens. In fact, it's an ultra wide lens. This is a 7.5 millimeter lens, and it's equivalent to a 15 millimeter in full frame. It's an ultra wide lens. So what that means is that you get a very wide picture when you take either picture or video. Right now, I'm using a 12 millimeter, 24 millimeter full frame equivalent on this camera. So that's 24 millimeter, and you can see that's pretty wide, you know. And this one is 15 millimeter compared to 24. So it's quite a bit wider than that. So basically you can see the whole back wall of pretty much of this room, but the lens is quite wide. And this lens is much wider than that. So why do you want an ultra wide lens? Well, if you want a huge landscape, if you're trying to get a lot into the picture, you use an ultra wide. A lot of people use it these days for vlogging. So if I were going to use this, this would be a good vlogging setup. If I wanted to really get into vlogging, and I do some vlogging, but if I want to really do that, I could use this camera here as a vlogging camera. I've got a nice little stick here to hold it on, or a little handle, and I can hold it out like this, and I'd get a really nice picture. The truth is that most people that you see walking around doing vlogging, they're holding that thing way, way out, and then they have a stick that's another 1.5 or 2 feet extended, and they're doing this kind of thing with their camera. Oftentimes just a iPhone, but they have to hold it out quite a ways if they want to get any kind of width on it. Whereas this one, I get a real wide picture just holding it in front of me. So that's one thing you could use this lens for. The other one, as I mentioned, is for a landscape, real wide picture. Okay, just for fun, I have now changed lenses, and I've gone away from the Rokinon, the Samyang, which I have now mounted on this little camera here, and I've got the LAOWA 15 millimeter on my main camera here. So what you're seeing is an ultra wide 7.5 millimeter, which converts to 15 millimeter full frame lens from LAOWA. And see how wide this is. Holy mackerel. Before I said I had a wide lens there. It was a 12 millimeter, 24 millimeter full frame. And I got from the bookcase over here to the other side of this. I'm going to convert back to the 12 millimeter. So you're used to what you're used to, which I think is a much more friendly width for in this office. Okay, so now I'm back to the 12 millimeter, 24 millimeter full frame. And now we're back to where we were before. And you can see that I've got the normal size behind me. The background is what it's always been in the past, more or less. And give it a little bit more of that, because I usually have most of that door in the frame. But yeah, so this is what you're used to seeing, and this is a width that I'm comfortable with in the office here. I think this 7.5 millimeter ultra wide is great, and it's my new favorite lens. But I don't think it's good for vlogging on my camera here at 3 feet away. The 12 is ideal, and the 7.5 is just too wide, you know. Now, so the question comes, well, when the hell would you use this thing then? Well, obviously I would use it if I was walking around and using this as this whole setup is kind of designed for vlogging. I think that's Panasonic Lumix's answer to the vlogging situation. And they wanted to come up with a camera that was friendly for vlogging, and that would entail a smaller camera that's easy to hold in your hand and do the selfie thing. And this is exactly what they came up with. So thanks for joining me, and stay tuned for more information on my lens setup here and what I'm doing with my cameras and all sorts of things. I'll try and get back on a more regular schedule with coffee with my friends. I know it's been months and months since I've posted, so I'm glad to be back, and see you soon.